Elective amputation can be a very interesting thing. Did I just wake up one day and want to cut my leg off? If we haven't met yet, my name is Kerri and I elected to cut off my left leg below the knee in 2021 so that I could be out of pain, but also travel the world with my family. And this year, we are finally going to achieve that goal. And I never thought that I would be able to say that because I had a motorcycle accident 9 days after my first baby was born, and my husband actually lost his job the same day. So I had to make a very hard choice to go back to work on a screwed together foot or let my family starve. So 2 days after surgery and 11 days after I had my very first baby, I went back to work as a full-time hairstylist, standing on my screwed together foot all day long to bring in instant cash for my family to use. My life until I amputated 10 years later was full of surgeries and excruciating pain. I'm talking 11 out of 10. I had to crawl at the end of the night to take care of my family because I was past my pain threshold. I could not take anymore. But here's what happened. Inside of those 10 years, my husband and I finally reach a point where we can take a vacation. We go to Rome, Italy for only 4 days because that's all we could afford at the time. But my foot absolutely ruined it. We could not go see those incredible things that we wanted to see because I was in such excruciating pain. I could not handle the amount of walking and I couldn't handle the uneven terrain. So when we came back, I said, I'm done. I am completely done with this life. I am either going to cut it off or figure out what's gonna fix it. And I had no idea what I was saying at the time. Amputation was never in my mind at that time. I honestly thought that they would be able to fix it. After seeing several specialists and being called crazy multiple times, we decided that elective amputation was right for me. I didn't know it at the time, but the test revealed that my bone was broken, it was slightly dislocated, and it was dying. But I didn't realize how much pain I was in because I was so used to excruciating pain. Once we made this painful decision to amputate, I spent an entire year processing this information and the mental and emotional, physical pain. I absolutely agonized over this process. Was my life gonna be better? Would I ever be able to play with my kids again? Am I committing myself to a lifetime in a wheelchair? Is my body even to be trusted with this procedure? Because up until this point, it has not done a stellar job. I asked every question that I could possibly think of, but every single time I asked a question, I was met with more information that I did not know to ask, and this scared me. I thought to myself, I'm going to amputate my leg and I am not going to have all of the information that I need, and what if I just asked that one question that would have changed everything for me? But I had no idea the questions to ask. So in my quest to make a fully informed decision, I felt like I was just slipping further and further down this hole of the unknown, and that is a very dark, scary place to be. And that's why I'm here. I don't want anybody to feel the way that I felt going through elective amputation. I want to give you literally every single drop of information that I have so that you can make an informed decision on what's best for you. Not based off of my story, not based off of anybody else's story on the internet, based off of medical fact for you as a person. So I've saved all of my questions. Before amputation, during amputation, after amputation, I've saved all of the questions that the entire internet has asked of me since being on this platform, and all of the doctor's advice, good and bad. I kept all of my research on getting your mind and body ready for elective amputation as well. I wrote down all of the details for preparing my home for such a big change. I saved all of the links to the laws and the regulations of disabled Americans. And I actually truly lived out the process of how to go against a company when discrimination is involved. And bigger than that, I have kept all of the charity foundations that people have volunteered their information to me for people in a financial situation if you cannot pay for your surgery or your prosthesis. I kept track of all of the surprises that have come my way in the past 4 years and the pitfalls that I've fallen into and how I got myself out of them. And I even have a list of surgeons who actually listen to elective amputees across the entire nation, listed by state for you, because getting a doctor to listen is one of the biggest fights that you will have in elective amputation. And I compiled all of that information together for you in one resource, and I call it the Amputee Q&A Guide, and it is on Amazon, but I have also linked it down below for you. And I add to it regularly as different information comes my way, changes or surprises happen to me. Like right now, I am fighting over getting a new prosthetic leg. That is why it looks like this, and it is a mess, and I'm going to put it all in this book for you so that you don't have to go down the same road that I did. You can learn from my mistakes and take a totally different path. I have even made a video series for you if that's more your learning style. I went over every single question in the book in depth with even further explanation so that I didn't miss any details and you have every last drop of information that I have. And in this guide, I take you all the way from the decision making before amputation all the way through amputation and finding a prosthetist and then living life as an amputee after amputation, because there are several surprises that come up along the way. I talk about how to tell your friends and family that you're going to electively amputate one of your limbs, and spoiler alert, I actually had to block one of my family members because of their reaction. And I walk you through the entire amputation process and what that looks like inside the hospital, also with physical therapy that I didn't get. So I tell you all of the things that I did wrong and what you need to ask for while you're in there, including things to ask your doctors and your insurance. You need to know how to prepare your home and your body. And we talk about the most challenging parts going through this entire process. And it has nothing to do with the physical. I deeply dive into prosthetics and how to find the right prosthetist without spending a fortune in time or resources. Because there are different levels that you will be categorized for in order to get a good prosthesis or a not so great one. And you need to be aware of that, because I wasn't. So if you look at my life or any of my videos and you think, wow, I could never make that decision even though I really want to explore that path, can I just encourage you that knowledge is power. Get your questions answered first. Then you can base your decision off of medical fact and remove your feelings from it, because nobody feels like doing this. This is not something that you wake up on a Tuesday and want to go through. It can be a scary process, but if you have the information and the knowledge up front, you can at least make an informed decision. So if that's you, reach out. Let me know that you are here. I want to celebrate your wins with you, but I also want to hold your hand in the darkness of fear. I have tons and tons and tons of emails, DMs, and comments about how this resource has helped so many people. Because of my elective amputation, I can live a completely full life. Do I have my bad days? Yes. Everybody has their bad days, but my bad days are nothing compared to the days that I used to have with all of that pain. Instead of having a good day every now and then, how I used to live, now I have a bad day every now and then. And now I can make big decisions about where we're gonna go on vacation instead of having to worry about the terrain and how my foot is going to ruin our vacation. I cannot wait to show you this new life of a below-the-knee amputee and traveling the world with my kids. Thank you so much for joining me on this TED Talk, and now I am going to go fight the insurance for a new leg.